There is a calm voice that appears in moments when you are about to do something meaningful. You might be considering starting a new project, speaking up in a conversation, pursuing an opportunity that excites you. And just as you begin moving forward, a thought appears. What if you are not ready? What if you fail? What if you're not as capable as you think? This voice does not shout. It rarely arrives dramatically. Instead, it whispers just loudly enough to make you hesitate. And that hesitation is powerful. Because sometimes a single moment of doubt is enough to stop a decision, delay an idea, or silence an ambition that could have changed the direction of your life. Most people assume self-doubt is simply a sign of weakness or insecurity. But psychology tells a more complex story. Self-doubt is not just a flaw in your character. It is a psychological pattern, one that often develops quietly over years of experience, expectations, and internal narratives. The real question is not whether self-doubt exists. The question is whether you recognize how it influences your choices. Before we go deeper into this idea, take a moment to pause. If you enjoy exploring the psychology behind the patterns shaping your mind, consider subscribing to NousForge. And if this reflection sparks something inside you, sharing it might help someone else recognize the invisible forces shaping their own decisions. Now let's explore something that may surprise you. Self-doubt often appears in the presence of growth. Think about it. You rarely doubt yourself while performing tasks you already know well. You don't question your ability to tie your shoes, make coffee, or follow familiar routines. Doubt appears when you step towards something unfamiliar, a new challenge, a new responsibility, a new version of yourself. In other words, self-doubt frequently accompanies possibility. Psychologists sometimes refer to this experience as cognitive uncertainty. Your brain encounters a situation that does not match its previous patterns of experience. When the mind cannot rely on familiar reference points, it becomes cautious. Caution, in evolutionary terms, once helped human beings survive. When early humans encountered uncertainty, hesitation increased their chances of avoiding danger. But in modern life, that same protective mechanism can become restrictive. The mind treats unfamiliar opportunities with the same caution it once reserved for physical threats. The result is hesitation. You begin imagining potential failure before the event has even occurred. You analyze every possible outcome. You question your own ability before testing it. But here is something important to consider. What if the presence of doubt does not mean you are incapable? What if it simply means you are standing at the edge of something new? The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard once explored the psychological tension that arises when people confront the freedom to shape their own lives. He observed that possibility itself can create anxiety. When the future is open, the mind realizes that its choices matter, and that realization can feel both exciting and intimidating, because if you can succeed, you can also fail. Many people attempt to escape this tension by avoiding the situations that create doubt. They postpone decisions. They remain within familiar environments. They convince themselves that they are not ready yet. But avoiding doubt does not eliminate it, it simply relocates it. Instead of doubting your ability to pursue a challenge, you begin doubting your decision to avoid it, and slowly a different kind of discomfort appears. Regret. If this idea resonates with you, take a moment to like the video. It helps thoughtful discussions about psychology and personal growth reach more people who may also be navigating these internal struggles. Now let's examine the deeper structure of self-doubt. Self doubt often arises from the stories your mind tells about who you are. These stories are built gradually. A critical comment from a teacher, a comparison with someone more experienced, a mistake that felt embarrassing. Over time, the mind collects these experiences and begins forming conclusions. I'm not naturally confident. I'm not the type of person who succeeds at this. I'll probably disappoint people. These statements feel like descriptions of reality, but in truth, they are interpretations, mental narratives that the mind has repeated often enough to believe. Awareness changes this dynamic. Instead of accepting every thought as an accurate reflection of your abilities, you begin observing those thoughts more carefully. You notice the moment when doubt appears. You ask yourself, is this belief based on evidence or on habit? Have I tested this assumption or simply repeated it? What would happen if I approached this situation with curiosity instead of fear? These questions do not eliminate doubt instantly, but they transform your relationship with it. Instead of seeing doubt as a command that must be obeyed, you begin seeing it as information. Information about your fears, information about your expectations, information about the places where your mind feels uncertain. Once you view doubt this way, it loses much of its authority. It becomes a signal that invites reflection rather than retreat. It begins recognizing that uncertainty does not automatically lead to failure. Gradually, confidence grows, not because doubt disappears completely, but because you have learned to move forward in its presence. As we approach the end of this reflection, consider something important. Confidence is often misunderstood. Many people believe confident individuals never experience self-doubt. But in reality, confidence is rarely the absence of doubt. It is the decision not to let doubt determine your direction. The difference between people who pursue meaningful goals and those who remain stuck is often surprisingly small. Both groups experience uncertainty. Both groups feel hesitation, but one group interprets doubt as a signal to stop, while the other interprets it as a signal to learn. If this reflection helped you see self-doubt in a new light, consider sharing this video with someone who might also be navigating these quiet psychological battles. And if you want more conversations about awareness, discipline, and personal growth, subscribe to NousForge, because the voice of doubt will likely appear many times throughout your life. But the future you create will not be determined by whether that voice exists. It will be determined by whether you treat that voice as a final verdict or simply as another thought passing through your mind. And once you realize that you are not the voice of doubt itself, but the awareness observing it, something powerful begins to happen. You stop waiting for certainty. You start moving forward anyway. And that quiet decision, repeated often enough, has the power to change the direction of your life.